They glided silently through the void, the vast expanse of space stretching infinitely in all directions. On the bridge, the crew tried to shake off the unsettling experience aboard the Commander Alan Parker stood at the central console, his mind focused on analyzing the sample they had retrieved.
Commander, the energy readings from this sample are off the charts, Dr. Emily Hayes said, her eyes glued to the data streaming across her monitor.
It's unlike anything we've ever encountered.
Alan nodded, his jaw set. Keep at it, Emily. We need to understand what we're dealing with.
Lieutenant Sarah Vega, still visibly shaken, manned the navigation controls. She glanced nervously at the main view screen, which displayed a seemingly endless field of stars.
Anything on the long-range scanners?
Sarah shook her head. No signs of other ships or anomalies. It's just us out here.
Suddenly, the console in front of her beeped, and a new signal appeared on the screen. Sarah's eyes widened.
Commander, we've got something. It's a faint signal coming from a nearby moon.
Can you identify it? Narrator. Alan's interest peaked.
Sarah's fingers flew over the controls, attempting to decode the transmission.
It's heavily encrypted, but it's definitely a distress signal. The source appears to be located on the surface of a moon about 200,000 kilometers from our current position.
Mark Davidson, who had been quietly monitoring the ship's systems, stepped forward.
Do you think it could be related to the...
Only one way to find out. Sarah, set a course for the moon. Let's see what we're dealing with.
They altered its trajectory, heading toward the mysterious signal. As they drew closer, the barren, rocky surface of the moon came into view. It was a desolate place, devoid of life, its landscape marked by deep craters and jagged peaks.
We're approaching the source of the signal. It's coming from an old research outpost abandoned for decades.
Bring us in for a landing, and prepare an away team. We need to investigate.
The touched down on the moon's surface with a gentle thud. The crew suited up and exited the ship, their boots crunching on the rocky ground. The abandoned outpost loomed ahead, its structures weathered and dilapidated. The airlock door was partially open, and the team slipped through, their helmet lights piercing the darkness. Inside, the outpost was eerily silent, with dust motes floating in the stale air. Equipment lay scattered around, and the walls were covered in faded charts and notes. S1, stay alert, we don't know what we'll find inside. Mark called, his voice echoing through the empty space. The team gathered around a console that was still active, its screen flickering with static. S4, over here.
I'm accessing the logs now. There's a lot of corrupted data, but some entries are still intact.
The screen displayed a series of video logs, showing the outpost's crew in various states of distress. The final entry caught their attention, a woman, her face pale and eyes wide with fear, speaking directly into the camera.
This is Dr. Elena Marlowe, lead researcher at Outpost Theta. We've encountered something beyond our understanding. It's in the shadows, watching us. If you're seeing this, do not...
The log abruptly cut off, leaving the team in stunned silence.
What the hell happened here?
Before anyone could respond, the faint sound of footsteps echoed through the hallway. The team spun around, their lights sweeping across the empty corridor.
Did you hear that?
Sarah whispered, her heart pounding.
Everyone stay sharp, we're not alone.
As they moved deeper into the outpost, the atmosphere grew heavier, the air thick with a sense of impending dread. The whispers began again, soft at first but gradually growing louder, filling the corridors with their sinister presence. They reached a large chamber at the heart of the outpost, its walls lined with strange organic growths pulsating with an eerie light. In the center of the room stood a figure, shrouded in shadows, its eyes glowing with an unnatural intensity.
Who are you?
Alan demanded, his voice wavering. The figure stepped forward, its form becoming clearer. It was humanoid but twisted, its features distorted by the alien presence that had consumed it. The whispers reached a deafening crescendo, and the figure spoke, its voice a chilling blend of human and otherworldly tones.
You cannot escape, it's already inside you.
The lights flickered and the figure lunged at the team. Alan raised his weapon, but before he could fire, the chamber was plunged into darkness. The whispers surged, and the crew felt a cold, malevolent force closing in around them. To be continued.